afraid to do so because I feel like he would retaliate. Like, I feel like he would abuse me if I get the VPO on him. It's going to make him even more mad. So they say, okay, well, you can go to Palomar and you can, we're going to go by what their recommendation is. And if they tell you not to get it, you ain't got to. But if they tell you to get it, then you have to get it. I said, okay, cool. We went to Palomar. Palomar said the same thing. They feel like he could retaliate. Are you afraid that he may retaliate? And I say yes. And they say, well, then we don't recommend you doing that. Because the time that you try to leave and stuff is the most dangerous and stuff. That's how most victims are unalive and stuff like that. So I said I didn't want to do it. But despite them hearing them say that, they still said, you got to get it. Or we put your kids in DHS. What did I do? I filed for a BPO. Y'all can go look. I filed for a BPO. So I got it. And that day, she was trying to talk to my baby daddy about what happened and all of that. But I wanted to make sure I was there because she was lying. She had already lied to him, said she didn't tell me to get the VPO. I had my mom get on the phone and stuff with him and hear that, like, they made me get it. But she was telling them that I chose to do it. So that set him off. He just told me he didn't act mad. Well, he was mad at first. Like, you trying to set me up and stuff like that. And I was like, they made me. So when he heard my mama, he acted like he was cool. But the whole time he was still mad, did not know. So he was like, man, can you just take me and my kids to the hotel? And we just gonna get away from here because I don't want to deal with CPS and stuff. I said, all right. And dropped them off. I think he had bought them all kind of new clothes, or I had bought them some new clothes and stuff. So I was bringing that up and all that. And we got into an argument about the VPO still, And that's when he put his hands on me. This was the first time ever my boys had seen us physically fight. Like, they've never seen, like, ever. They were still babies. And even till now, they've never seen anything between me and their father. He beat me so bad. I had a concussion. I couldn't like function correctly. So I had to call the police. I snatched one of my kids. I got him. I ran. I couldn't get the other one because he was a baby at the time. He had a car seat and he was on the bed. And so we was fighting on the floor. So I couldn't get him, but I did get Bryson or whatever. So I grabbed Bryson. I ran off. I called the police. They came. He went to jail. All right, we're going to skip because there's a lot of stuff, y'all. So now my kids is in DHS custody, but Brielle is not in DHS custody. So then my mama had to go get guardianship for Brielle to avoid, because she was not there. But she couldn't be in my care. So my mama ended up getting Brielle. They ended up letting their grandma, my boy's fraternal grandma, Raquel, the one I do not get along with, do guardianship. This bitch knew that I was finna graduate. She didn't want me to get my kids back. I was finna be done with everything. There was one thing that I had to do, which was stability or whatever, because I had to go to therapy, all that other stuff. And so I think I had money at the time, but I needed more, like, to prove that I can, do everything for them at that time, because I was doing bad after losing my kids. So it just, like, put me in a bad mental spot or whatever. So anyways, she ended up doing it. She ended up dissolving it right when I was finna be done with everything. She said, I don't want to be the guardian no more. I don't want to be the guardian no more. Take them. Oh, they finna be in DHS custody. She like clapping, literally clapping. Yeah, I'm happy that's good. That's good. Why are you happy that your kids finna be your grandkids finna be in the system? Like, what? And mind y'all, she called DHS to get them in the system. She was the original person. Had she not made any calls, I would never have to go through any of this. Any of it. All right, so keep going or whatever. My kids, now my boys is in DHS custody because she dissolved her guardianship. So then they put my kids as deprived. They put them as deprived because they said I failed to protect them. Even though they was never physically harmed or anything like that, I failed to protect them and stuff. And I don't even understand why, because if you look at the safety plans, and I will be showing y'all all of these court orders and stuff, that the safety plan says if domestic violence occurs, that you need to call 911 and all that. I was doing all of that. My kids, I locked my kids in the room and I've called 911 every single time. My kids never got harmed, ever, not once. And so how did I fail to protect my kids when I did the best that I could? And if this nigga kicking my door down, how am I going to stop somebody from kicking my door down? I've moved. And when I moved, his grandma told him where I live. And then he told me that I didn't get along with her. And she was somebody that helped supporting me with the kids. That didn't make sense. Okay. So anyways, later on or whatever, TikTok, you know, y'all started helping me and stuff. Y'all saw that I was having Brielle all the time. Y'all seen Brielle more so than y'all seen the boys, right? Okay, that's because she was still in the guardianship. She was not in DHS custody. So what happened was, y'all had helped me raise and get my apartment or whatever at the Indigo, the little orange apartments that y'all was talking to me of. Y'all helped me get an apartment there. And y'all was like, y'all want to see her reaction and stuff. People were able to see the floor plan and all that. That's how they figured out where I live. They started being creepy. And so, well, y'all already know this. People on TikTok started lying to DHS, CPS, whatever the hotline was, saying that my daughter was living with me because we had cooking videos. Everybody knew that Brielle did not live with me. None of my kids live with me. They would only come for the weekend.